All things are possible.
I need someone somebody to help me come and
I came by to let you know that there's a yoke that is about to be broken off your life.
Church up in here. Come on, chat.
I can't explain.
I feel like preaching right about now.
Jesus, your love is so.
I don't know about you, but in season, out of season, my mind is about to change on the devil. I refuse to live for him. You see, anytime you're in the world, it automatically connects you to the devil. And the minute you step into the church, that's when the metamorphosis is supposed to occur in your life. But ain't nobody saying nothing. Devil!
I changed my mind.
I change my mind. Paul finds himself at a place of discontent with the church of Ephesus. He finds himself dealing with a group of folks whose cultural identity perhaps places them in a very unique position. But culture and spirituality now can be conflicted, especially when culture doesn't necessarily line up to what it is you believe now spiritually. You see, culture has to do with things that are inherent naturally. It has to do with food and tradition. It has to do with fashion and physical attribute, traditional lifestyles and identity traits that somehow makes themselves important, but with no real substantiating of being solidifiably important. In other words, it doesn't matter to God whether you wear the same type of hats that grandma used to wear. It doesn't matter whether or not you cut your hair the way your father used to cut his hair. It doesn't matter whether or not you like Junkanoo, because Junkanoo doesn't always hold the keys that unlocks the mysteries to heaven. Ain't nobody saying nothing. So Paul firstly now, we acknowledge, is dealing with political and socio-economic cultural struggle. You see, folks were concerned about what mama and them did, as opposed to what it is that God would now do with them, to them, and in them. So he is led by the Spirit of the living God to present them in composition and encapsulation from the mindset of God. He gives them a laconic glimpse into how it is that Christ would desire them to be. So it puts him in direct connection without much brilliance that the people were suffering from a mind problem. Or I just said something big. It was a psychological fixation that lead them to a wilderness mentality. You see, it's nothing like when you have a wilderness mentality. That means your mind is messed up. It is in your head that you find yourself struggling with this and with that, with all the ins and out of life. A wilderness mentality causes you to produce a certain type of energy. It causes you to become bewildered on some things. It produces vain imagination. It produces lack of focus. It produces a blurred vision. And if the vision for life becomes blurred, the enemy can lead you into a type of destruction. He can lead you out of the syncopated navigation that God has perfected for your divine destiny. And if destiny is intrusively interpreted, and purpose itself becomes distracted, and when purpose becomes distracted, all hell can break loose in your life. And that's exactly what the enemy wants. He wants to mislead you and direct your path. And one of the scariest things in church is when folks come to me every day and they tell me that they hear from God. I believe that they're lunatics. I believe that they're crazy, because when I look at the life of Abraham, God only speaks to Abraham on specific occasions in his life. Stupid church folks they're coming to me, Pastor, God told me drink Kool-Aid. God told me to do this. God is not concerned with just superficial mess. He's not concerned with the little intangible access things that you're trying to get yourself into. God is a God, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And if you find yourself in spirit and in truth, then you would begin to realize it doesn't matter the Kool-Aid that you drink. It does not matter sometimes shoes that you wear. It does not matter the cultural things that you find yourself connected to, but once you're connected in the Spirit, that means you flow a certain way, you show a certain way, and if the Spirit of God begins to show up in your life, then that means yokes are broken, burdens are being made lighter. I don't know about you, but I'm about to exchange packages with Christ. I'm about to cast my cares on him. The devil, you can't bind me up this morning. I see what's going on in this atmosphere, but I'll preach my way clear. The devil, I change my mind. I refuse to let me get caught up in this mess. You better get out this place, because the God that I serve, he has ordained me in the unacceptable to preach this word in season, out of season, to rebuke and reprove. You better say amen. You better align to the things of God, or I'm going to come harder with you. Or David, I change my mind. But Christ